Hi everybody, Casey Zander here, and in today's video I'm going to be describing the one skill that all men have to master if you want to keep really hot women, okay, you want a really good girlfriend one day, and especially you want to make sure that you don't have to deal with any, game playing, cheating, pulling away, bad behavior, that kind of stuff. Okay, we're going to get right into it, and I'm going to tell you, how I learned this along the way, because my journey from me to get to this point to help you has taken me over 10 years. So the number one skill that all men have to master in order to actually completely keep the women that they want in their life when you're dating, okay? You have to master the skill of understanding that it is impossible until women are no longer a scarce resource for you, okay? When you look at your resourcefulness in life and you look at how you look at things like money, okay, you look at how you look at things like dating options, you look at how you look at things like opportunities that come your way. Most men live in scarcity, and it's not just their dating life, it's all resources combined. If you have resourceful if you're in scarce resource, you're constantly in a needy energy and a needy state. And the quote that I live by for life is, "The hungry never get fed." If you need anything from anybody, it fundamentally puts you at a disadvantage. See, and this is the problem with men who want relationships. I want a great relationship too. I'm sure you do too. It's completely normal. See, this is the thing. Do not allow the brainwashing of other gurus, other influencers, other pickup guys telling you that it's not normal to want a specific girl. Okay, it's completely normal. And that's why 99% of guys want that, but they're just told that it's impossible. Everything in life is possible if you have a way. And I'm going to show you the best way that I've found to maintain this as we go on. But here's what you have to understand. You must master outcome on attachment. Okay, if you master outcome on attachment, you start to be a guy who is in abundance and not scarcity. So the reason why this is important is because you're actually getting your front end game dialed in. What is front end game? Front end game is everything that happens prior to intimacy or sex. You start to get this dialed in. You carry yourself with the correct energy, okay? You're coming from a state of abundance, okay? And you are not in scarce resource. This is what you have to understand going into this. So in order to actually come to terms with this, you have to realize one thing. You must become full stack. And this is going to be a really great video because in my whole life, I've never explained what full stack actually is because I've never actually sat down for a second and I've thought about it, okay? Being full stack is basically a trifecta. There's three specific things that go into this full stack trifecta. It's seduction, it's safety, and it's frame. If you can master these three specific things, I'm going to show you why these are the biggest levers that outdo any sort of alpha behavior or game behavior or PUA behavior that you've ever had to try and learn before. And the reason why I came to this term was because none of those things worked for me. Like, I was the guy who was in the gym building six-pack abs for 10 years, and you're going to find out in a quick hurry that is still not enough to keep the people in your life who you want. Until you dial these three things in, it's going to be very hard to keep anybody. And for those of you who want a stable, good, amazing girlfriend one day, you're going to have to do this. And I know that that's what a lot of guys want because truthfully, they want that. They just tell themselves deep down they're not supposed to. Okay? The very first thing you have to master is your seduction. Okay? Seduction, okay, only stays alive with time apart. See, this is one of the things that not a lot of guys understand. They think that seduction happens when you're with the girl. And it does in the beginning on the front end game, but in order to keep the women that you want, seduction, okay, can only happen with time spent apart. Seduction only happens with time spent apart. Here's why. There's a need for arousal. You cannot maintain arousal or chemistry with a woman if you guys are consistently together. And this is one of the things that guys have to realize is your seduction has to be on point 24/7. You could take the biggest Chad in the world, okay? The biggest Chad. Okay, we're talking 6'5", making $1 million a year. The type of guy that everybody claims they have to be that's completely wrong because they label this as alpha. They say that this is what makes you alpha and you can be that guy. You watch what happens if you're not full stack. If you have not understood how to master your seduction, safety, and frame, this type of guy is going to get left too. Which is why most men get left in relationships. This is why most women pull away, is they don't understand their seduction, the safety, and the frame. Okay? Seduction happens when time is spent apart. Here's why. When you guys are apart and then you eventually come together, things start to feel like it just happened. Instead of there always being some sort of agenda, okay, or instead of you constantly being in that needy mentality where just because you're around a woman, you're consistently giving compliments, you're being too needy with how you are engaging in interactions in order to escalate touch, anything like that. Okay, these things must happen in time apart. So when that does happen, things become natural and not pre-planned. See, when a woman enters into your frame or enters into your home, the feeling deep down of things just happened, one thing led to the next, this was a natural interaction, that holds a lot of weight in her brain. Okay, that holds a lot of narrative and story that she tells herself why it's okay to be and to stay with this guy. But you have to master that. This is why your seduction, you can be the world's best, PUA. If your seduction will be ruined in a quick hurry, okay, the more time you spend together. Just always remember that. In order to keep a woman, there has to be that time for separation. That time for separation is where the arousal actually builds. If you can check off box number 1, okay, only then can you move to box number 2. Box number 2 is safety, okay? Every woman on planet Earth, if you want her and you want to keep her, that woman specifically, okay, the one for you, if you want to keep that girl, she must feel safe around you. If you hear this line, if you hear this phrase verbatim, when I'm around you, I just feel safe, okay? Or I feel safe when I'm with you. If you hear this, this is a magic line. Comment below if you have heard that ever before. I guarantee you some of you have heard that before. This is the second box, okay? You have to check off the safety box, and here's why. This is an emotion that she must feel on an evolutionary basis. This is hardwired into her DNA to find strong, stable, successful men that make her feel safe. Okay? The way to do this is by having vision in life. Okay? As a man, it is your job to set the stage and set the plan. Not only is this important for leading day-to-day activities, okay, where you think you should go out to eat, what time you guys are ready, but this is important to have vision for where you're headed in life. Like me specifically, I have a plan for where I want to be in 5 years, I have a plan for where I want to be in 10 years, where I want to be in 15 years, and by the time I die, what I want to be known for. Am I telling you you have to take it that advanced? No, but what I am telling you is you're going to have vision. If you have vision, she feels safe. If she feels safe on an evolutionary basis, it's going to say, hey, if I were to have offspring with this man, chances are we would be okay. If shit hits the fan, this guy's going to be there for me and for the kids. This is important. Safety is the second most important thing. Seduction controls your front end game and arousal. Safety controls the back end game, okay, and how you make her feel. What she's looking for when it comes to a guy with vision and purpose is strength. You see, it doesn't matter if you're insecure. And this is why when I sat down today, I boiled down, I'm like, what does it take to be full stack? It takes understanding seduction and how any man can leverage this to his favor. And even a guy who is 6'5" and jacked, if you don't understand how to master this, you are going to be left. Number 2, any guy out there, if you're insecure about anything about yourself, I don't care if it's your height, I don't care if it's your weight, I don't care if it's your looks, I don't care if it's your income. If you can install this emotion right here, I just feel safe when I'm with that guy. If you can install that into her, this is going to move the needle in maintaining the attraction. On an evolutionary basis, she's saying yes. This is an emotion that you're making her feel. If you can make her feel that way, odds are this relationship or this interaction with this woman will continue to go somewhere. So this is box number 2, okay? Safety. Last but not least is frame. And the reason why I picked frame for number 3 is because the biggest excuse that I hear for guys time and time again is they say, hey, Casey, they say, how am I shouldn't even compete. All the alphas, all the chads get all the girls. Then they make some other BS excuse how, oh, there's all these guys in her inbox. Yeah, this guy DMing her, this dating app, I'll never stand a chance, okay? It does not matter if she has other options, if you know what frame is, how to make sure she enters your frame, and how to make sure it's successful. So, what frame is you bringing her into your world. This is why you need to have proper life setup. And when you do this, she wants to operate in a cohesion, okay, a cohesive standpoint, okay? She wants to operate within synergy with one man. This is what the biggest point I want to get across to you. She wants one man. Not a lot of guys know how to check these 3 boxes to being full stack. She wants this with one specific man. If you are that man, it no longer matters if the chatter, if the alpha dude is there, because chances are he's making the mistakes of the 99%, because most men don't know how to do these things and how to make a woman feel this way. If you do, you're going to be miles ahead. She wants to feel safe and secure and in one man's friend. The key is leveraging your skills to be that guy for her. So how do you do this? Well, you do this by shifting your mindset and realizing that just because she has an abundance of options literally doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean anything, and here's why. Most women don't want any of these guys anyways. Because what are these guys doing? These guys are typically hungry, not getting fed. These guys typically are not maintaining seduction on the back end because they're too consistent, seeing her too much. They're not building time apart. They don't know how to make her feel safe. They don't have vision for their life. And on top of that, they definitely don't have frame where they're bringing her into his world. See, this synergy and this cohesion is needed to have relationship unity with anybody, but most guys don't have that. They don't want any of these guys. So every time you're insecure, you're thinking, hey, she has too many options, I shouldn't even try, or the game is rigged, or modern dating is bad in 2023, or modern women are this, you gotta realize just how weak you sound. You sound like a little dweeb. Oh, the whole dating game is screwed up and I shouldn't even try. This is what you sound like. Are you going to accept failure? I hope the answer is no. The truth is every single guy on planet Earth is going to have to become full stack if you want to keep the women in your life that you've always wanted. This is why I boiled it down to these three things. These are the three things that if you can install, not only in your day-to-day life, but emotions that you can provoke out of her, you are going to be in a better position than any other guy out there. This right here is the magic formula. What I advise you to do is I advise you to take this one step further. If these things resonated with you in any way, shape, or form, what I did was I put together a free live event down below. Okay, the live event down below that I created, it's called MBT. It stands for Masculine Behavioral Techniques. This is an exact process that I've copy pasted into literally over 3,000 guys' life, okay, over the course since this was, produced back all the way in 2020. This exact process. You're going to be seeing the 4 keys of MBT so you can use these principles I just showed you. Take it at an even deeper level and actually get success in your dating life. I put on that broadcast down below completely for free. You can watch it. I advise you taking notes. You're going to learn a ton. And I guarantee you that by the end of the event, it's going to be a totally transformative experience. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.